Thank you for tuning back in to Oversaturate the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. You're now listening to episode 86, coming from Where I'm From, Volume 5. If you listen to OS, you know how we give it a Coming From Where I'm From. It's basically our expose series where we highlight great people doing great things from the great city of East St. Louis or abroad, you know what I'm saying? But they definitely have roots in the city. Whether it be entertainment, people giving back to the community through scholarship, or now we have somebody that's actually a school counselor, school psychologist. If I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, brother. But we have school counselor. Okay, we have Mr. Ritchie Cherry in the building right now. Say what's up to the people, bro.
What's going on, my people? What's going on? What's going on? I'm out here. What's good?
Listen, man, Richie and I, we graduated from East St. Louis Senior High School in 2006. You were our class vice president, if I'm not mistaken.
I was the VP.
Word up. I ran for treasurer and law, so it's all good.
But you got valedictorian though.
I did. That's mothers. You ain't.
So that's trumps everything. He got valedictorian. You worry about the treasurer position.
I'm just saying. It's all good. No, but man, I'm happy. I'm happy that Richie is joining us. I'm glad to see him out here doing great. It's been forever since I've seen him in person, so to get him on the pod is great, man. So it should be a dope interview. Appreciate you for joining us, man.
Yeah. Shout out.
And Johnny don't know one thing though. I tried to follow behind him on one thing, man.
What's that?
I went to Alabama A&M University.
Hey, turn up, let's go, baby.
You know what I'm saying? I tried to
BCU alum, yes.
I tried to keep that love there, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, A&M was a great school. I know you went for grad school, right?
Went for grad school.
Yes. Great school, man. Shout out to Alabama A&M.
Shout out to the Hill, man. That was my best experience in life, honestly.
Word.
Oh, shout out, man. But now we gonna get into that because
that's cool.
We gonna get into your HBCU background and all that. But first, we want to get into you, the person, Ritchie Cherry. What are we here talking about? I know we're talking about Boxout, but let's give the people a background about yourself, though.
All right, like he said, man, like Johnny first said, I'm from East St. Louis, Illinois, born and raised, Washington Park, aka Charlie. Mm-hmm. No, I don't get into all that. Yes, man, I'm a young man, a product of East St. Louis, and I've just been on this journey, man, to really just make my people aware, right? Mm-hmm. Make them aware of the readily resources that are out here to help us stop violence, help us to overcome mental illness. Okay. And most importantly, the Boxout Stress. I'm a father of a wonderful 9-year-old boy, Ritchie Cherry Jr. He's making me proud each and every day. Yeah. I'm a former product of the streets. Growing up, it was very tough for me. I look back over the times I've had coming up in Washington Park, and I look at some of my friends that are no longer here with me. You know what I'm saying? And that gives me the motivation to keep going. I've had family members, that are cousins, brothers. Just close friends that we all hung close tight with. And, they're no longer here, man. And God has a purpose for me, to keep me still here. And so that's the message. That's what I want to give to the people, man, because I realize I'm here for a reason. And I think I'm here to really help my people take back, everything that I've tried to overcome them in reaching their goals. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just want to end this epidemic of overly stress. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Situations in our life. So yeah, man. I'm a son of 5. My mom, my dad, rest his soul. They had 5, 4 boys from my mom and my dad. I take that a lot back. My dad had 3, 3 by my mom. Okay. Lord rest my brother's soul. Saying Thule Blood, aka Thule Blood. Rest in peace. Cherry, God rest his soul. Yeah. But and we just came up, man. We came up through the system, and we tried to do a lot with our sports. I was a track athlete, cross country athlete, a former professional boxer. And so I did a lot, man. And I feel like those things or those activities, man, help pretty much catapult me to this position that I am in life.
No, I like that you chimed in on your background, but just, you know, I think we can go just a little bit deep as much as you feel like going. But just growing up in East St. Louis, growing up in Charlie, like you said, how do you think that shaped you just to where you are now? You know what I'm saying? Like the man that you are.
Man, honestly, I think that I have to contribute growing up in East St. Louis to be the biggest motivation factor to where I am today.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly thought I wasn't going to make it out at times. I remember a time, man, in high school, I didn't know where I wanted to go to college, you know. We didn't. All I wanted to do was run track. Mr. Mateen, shout out to your frat brother.
Yeah, Dr. Mateen.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This brother, man, pulled me to the side and he asked me, it's like, you know what I'm saying? This is how he was saying. So, Brother Cherry, man, tell me, man, where you want to go to school at, man? I'm like, I was like, man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. He said, okay, man, we got to get you somewhere, though, brother. You know, we got to get you somewhere. And I'm like, can I go to Tennessee State? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, can I go to Tennessee State? Because we had already went on a trip there. You know, we had on a college trip there. And I'm like, man, can I go to Tennessee State? He said, well, let's see what your grades looking like, man. We can try to do that. I had grades, but what happened was, man, throughout high school, I didn't take it serious. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take it serious, and eventually, I started to, I guess, acquire, you know, that high school popularity. You know what I'm saying? That came from fighting, right? That came from fighting and running track. You know what I'm saying? And so I really wanted to be remembered. You know what I'm saying, about doing something different. So I stepped out of my comfort zone. After I got kicked out of East Side for fighting, I came back my junior year, man, and I was just like, man, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? What can I do to really cement myself, man? To so where I feel like, you know, I did something for me, and it wasn't because somebody else wanted me to. It was just because it was for me. So I tried to get into the politics of high school, all the politics. And join the student government, you know what I'm saying? And my senior year coming in, man, I became the vice president of that class in 2006, class of 06, stand up.
Turn up.
And it was a rewarding experience for me, man. You know what I mean? You mean, you get this guy that comes from a background of I would call it, you know, juvenile violence, right? You know what I'm saying? That's that just, you know, just having this temper. And but I knew deep down inside, man, that was a loving person inside of me. And I connected with everybody. And so I wanted to do something different, man. So going back, you know what I'm saying, to how I got to this point, Brother Mateen pulled me to the side, man. He was like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Let's figure out where you want to go. And I was like, I don't know. And I didn't know anything about a major. I didn't think about you know what I'm saying, a degree. Yeah. I was like, man, I just want to go to track. I just want to go to school, run track, and get me an apartment. And he's like, that's it? I say, what else, brother? I say, what else can I do? You know what I'm saying? What else can I do? Yeah. He say, but Brother Cherry, man, you got to go to class. You got to go to class. I was like, okay, whatever that means, you know what I'm saying? So needless to say, bro, I get there. I mean, I ended up going to McKendree my first year. It's McKendree University now. It's McKendree College then, right? So I go to McKendree, man. My former high school coach, Coach John Davis, was there. My former relay teammate, Devin Williams, was there, and that's your A.M. Jackson, you know, night. You know what I'm saying? So he was there, man. You know what I'm saying? We ran on the same relay, and so I was like, I guess I'll go there. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can get this. You know, we had a legendary 4x8 relay team. You know what I'm saying? That came out of East St. Louis. I'm like, let's see if we can do something, man. Let's see if we can put that back together. Long story short, I go to McKendree, and I did the very thing Mr. Mateen told me I had to do. I did the opposite. And that was not go to class. He said I had to go to class, but I knew I was there for 2 reasons. That was to run track and have an apartment. I was there for just
going to class was gonna keep you in track.
Say that again.
Going to class was gonna keep you in track. If you ain't go to class, you couldn't run track.
I couldn't run track, man. I couldn't. But I'm gonna reveal a secret, man. It wasn't just the track. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This, you know what I'm saying, this oversaturated, right?
Yeah.
Right? You know, so that raw, man, I started to acquire a different type of fame, something I never thought I'd be able to, something I never thought I'd, get my hands involved in.
Yeah.
That was marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Marijuana became kind of like, I'm 10, 15 minutes away from home. Everybody that I looked up to was drug dealers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody around me was, you know what I'm saying, after that fast money. And so I'm like, dang, man, I can make a killing. Yeah. I can make a killing up here, right? Mm. And so I got introduced to that fast money, man. And that fast money soon became slow money. It soon became slow money because now I'm forced because of the status I actually gained by selling marijuana on campus. Now I got a spotlight over me, right? Mm-hmm. Spotlight over me. And this is something I've never really been able to tell people, right? So I'm getting ready to get kicked out. A, my grades are low, mm-hmm. right? I don't have the right grades to stay in school because I ain't in class.
Right.
Yeah.
B, the police are like, they come to my apartment, they couldn't find anything, but they knew my name was attached to this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is the marijuana business. That shaped my life, man. That really did, because I knew one thing, man, mm-hmm. not go back to the hood mm-hmm. without getting what I came to McKendree for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was that degree. And I knew for a fact I could not go back to the hood, man. Mm-hmm. So basically what I did, man, I took my talents to Langston University. Mm-hmm. I made it to Langston University, man. This is but I learned a lot from this PWI. I really did. I learned a lot, you know what I'm saying, from there. And the tools that I've learned there helped me to become a better student, become a better person at Langston University. Mm-hmm. So I took my talents there in 2008. Mm-hmm. I started run track, right? Started to become what they call a student athlete then, right?
Yeah, right.
I'm so far away from home, man, and I never really felt like I had a lot of people in my corner. Those people that say, "Oh yeah, I'm here for you," you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At college, man, I see all my friends, all the people that are that was in the same dormitory I was at, and they getting care packages. You feel me? They getting gifts and stuff from home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I ain't getting nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't getting nothing. So it made me a little bit more hungry, man. But that hunger turned back into what? The weed game. Mm. It turns back into the weed game, man. So I'm like, I'm in a different place. I'm with different people, with people that look like me.
Yeah.
People look like me. I'm good. When I tried to do it again, man, because of the knowledge I had around the marijuana business, tried to do it again. This time, it almost cost me 20 years. Almost cost me 20 years, man. Getting pulled over, man, in the city of Langston with marijuana, Mm-hmm. And that right there, although I wasn't truly attached to it, mm-hmm. It's this old saying, man, you guilty by association.
Yeah.
Although I wasn't physically attached to that situation, you know what I'm saying, I still hung around and I still dibbled and dabbed, you know what I'm saying, in that type of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And one thing that stood out to me, man, and this is what I try to tell every young person, you know what I'm saying, especially growing up in this society, when you get away from something that can be very detrimental to you, try not to hold ties to that. And that was a demonic spirit to me, man, because I'm like, man, here I am. I'm good. I'm getting financial aid.
Yeah.
I'm getting a refund. I'm good.
Yeah.
But because of the skills that I've obtained from growing up in East St. Louis, the wrong skill, right?
Yeah.
The wrong skill allowed me to go try to take, that skill somewhere else, and it just didn't fit me anymore.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. Oh, go ahead, Zane. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask, in your transition from McKendree to Langston, right? What was the driving force for you to choose the major of psychology? Was it Mr. Mateen reaching out to you when you were in high school, or was it something thinking back to your upbringing in East St. Louis? What was it that made you choose psychology as a major?
Good question, man, because yes, Dr. Mateen and Frank Nave, you know what I'm saying? They were our counselors then. But I didn't know what to major in. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, at this point in time. But I figured I had these great men, and I have to give credit to Coach Leonard Manley, because Coach Leonard Manley was kind of like that psychology for me. I lost my dad in high school, you know? Okay. I'm a man growing up without a father, presently in the home, and that kind of did something to my track career, because I'm like, man, here my daddy was the person that kind of saved me from the streets in a sense. He kind of came into my life at this stage and saved me. Mm-hmm. So now he dies. You know what I'm saying? He dies. I'm 10th grade year, and I'm like, what do I do now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so Coach Manley took that place of a counselor, of a father figure. You know what I'm saying? And then came Brother Mateen, and then came Brother Nave. So they kind of cemented in me. You know what I'm saying? Like just that will to keep going. You know what I'm saying? I've always had that drive, though. Anybody know me knows that I've always had a drive, you know what I'm saying, to just be different, just stand out, whether it was acting a fool in the hallways, whether it being a class clown, I always had that ability to be different.
Yeah.
So those men kind of cemented that in me. I'm like, I want to be like these men in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so it was just so fitting, man. After that conversation with with Dr. Mateen, that it was. I wanted to be a counselor. I want to be just like you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do. I want to impact students' lives, man.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and when I was at Langston, I didn't major in psychology yet, right? Okay. I just want to make it through school, man. So I'm trying to be a physical education. I know, no pun intended on any of the physical education majors, any hyper majors. No pun intended. You know what I'm saying? That's a very good major to be in. Don't get me wrong. And it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Most people think, man, you can just go to school and be a physical education teacher. But that's what I seen. You know what I'm saying? My physical education teachers, they were cool.
Yeah.
So I was kind of torn between the two, physical education or counseling. Mm-hmm. So I started in the physical education realm, and then I just didn't like that anymore. I didn't like it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tap back into those roots, man, that pretty much got me to this moment. And that was those brothers. And I say, you know what? I want to help other students. I want to help other kids get to a position where they don't ever have to go back to what I had to go to. And so I figure if I can leave a message, if I can leave some tools on a young brother, then I'll be great. So it was just so fitting to go into the counseling field.
Yeah. Shout out to the Coach Manleys of the world, the Mr. Naves, the Dr. Mateens, because they have groomed and raised a lot of the East St. Louis children, like generations of them. So just to hear, we got older cousins and brothers and, probably maybe a daddy or something like that. I'm not sure. But, somebody's, knows somebody that's been affected by them. Thanks. So it's crazy because, I'm only a year older than, y'all two, but it's just, Mateen, that's my guy. Before that was my frat bro. That was my man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So there's never like a disconnect. You know what I'm saying? You can always go talk to any of those men. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So it's always open.
Yeah, always open. But I want to ask you this, bro. It's just like when everything that you've experienced and just having those you would say mentors, the Mateens, the Naves, the Manleys, how would you say that kind of helps you do what you do now? Like, you know, how do those children respond to what you bring to them?
That's funny, man, because I feel like anything you do, you have to have some type of, I like to call it residual experience, right? That's what I call it. You know, I had that residual experience, you know what I'm saying? With these great men. So it was, like I said, it was just so natural to me, right? You know what I'm saying? It helps me, man, because I get to pull back. I get to pull from my childhood, right? I get to pull from those experiences where I was going down the wrong road. And I had these men, you know, say, look, this is the right way to go.
Yeah.
Look, this is how you do it. Come on, this way. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of get to be that beacon of light for, you know what I'm saying, young men and women as well, young women as well, so that they could pull up on their strengths and one day use that and put that in their toolbox.
Yeah.
And hopefully they become counselors as well.
Yeah.
That's dope, man, because experience is definitely the best teacher. I mean, you know, you could go to school for certain things. You can learn things off YouTube, but when you actually go through something and you try to help somebody through that same experience, you can draw on that and say, you know, I've been through this, so I know exactly how you're feeling, and then that in effect helps you talk to them the way, in a way that they can receive the information better, you know.
That's true.
Yeah, so I think that's dope, man. I applaud you for even becoming a school counselor and even taking that a step further with your with Boxout, which we'll get into in a second. It's just dope, man. I applaud you, brother.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. Right before we get into, you know, the program that you have called Boxout, you work with middle schoolers.
I'm actually elementary.
Oh, elementary. Okay.
Yeah, and so
go.
I've been getting pulled in, you know, man, in those directions. You know what I'm saying? When I look at myself, especially as a black man, as a unicorn within the educational system, because there's not a lot of us, you know. Yeah. So I get pulled in that direction, like going to high school, going to middle school. But I chose elementary, man, because I wanted to put those preventatives in place first. You know, I don't even remember having an elementary school counselor, right? And so I'm like, okay, this is the moment. I think I need to put that in place right here. I mean, I think I need to start at this level so that one day, you know what I'm saying, these kids can draw back on the experiences that I had with the, you know, but I feel like it wasn't too late for me, of course, because I had an open mindset, you know, had an open mindset to receive the information. But I realized that if you start early, you know what I'm saying, these kids can grow up into something that they truly want it to be.
Yeah.
I think it's great that you start at elementary school, because as a lot of the kids in the African American community, like, they go through a lot of things at home that they hold inside, they hold internally, and they bring to school that makes them like lash out, like act out. So the fact that you were able to go into the elementary schools and help them relieve some of that stress could go a long way. And like you said, that's something they could draw on in the future when they get to middle school, when they get to high school. It's like, okay, I know this technique to work out my stress, right? So let me try this. And it's like that could help them in the long run, not only just in middle and elementary school, but as adults as well, because a lot of adult black men and women don't really know how to deal with their stress.
They
so
don't.
I think it's dope.
They don't.
Yeah, it's crazy because, like, and it's funny that you work with elementary school, because you think maybe at middle school they might be too far gone, like, you know, just the things that they experience, the traumas and things like that. So you catch them, you know, let's just say before they 9, like, you know, you might have a chance, you know, a fighting chance, and you know,
exactly. It's no different from a plant, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you got a plant, man, at this premature stage, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to give that plant nutrients. You got to give that plant water. You got to give that plant different things in order for that plant to grow. And I relate that analogy into elementary students. You know what I'm saying? We have to give them something in order for them to grow. And if you give it to them, if you give them seeds the right way, then, man, these roots grow, man, and they get to growing out of, you know what I'm saying, proportion, and get to reaching other different branches and roots, right? They get to tie it in, and then they like, wow, man, I remember this moment. So I honestly look at it as art, man. It's like art, you know what I'm saying? I'm really trying to create some things in my students, man, so that when I see them in high school, I can be like, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I've actually had a couple of students that go on to middle school. 4 years I've been, so that's made it to high school. They like ninth graders now, right? So I'm in the Kansas City Public School District. And I got students come to me, man, and really like throw out things that I've said to them before. And that's gratifying.
Yep.
That is rewarding to me because I'm like, he still remember that, like, wow. So you got to get their minds, man, when they little sponges, they don't have a lot really corrupting them. You get their minds right there, man, and that is the beauty of my profession.
Hey man, let's segue into the baby, the reason why you're here to talk about boxing out stress, man. Tell the people what's going on with that, bro.
Man, box out, man. It's Boxout Stress, box out, right? Boxing out stress, right? It's pretty much what it says. But Boxout was formulated, man, in my school, right? In the elementary school is where Boxout was developed as a baby, right? So one day I have a teacher come into my office, you know what I'm saying? She's in a different mindset. And she comes into my office, she's like, Mr. Cherry, I got this student and I just can't control him. I was like, control? And that word stuck out to me because, and I remember as a kid where I felt like teachers were trying to control me. You don't know what I'm dealing with. You don't know what I've been through last night.
Right.
Trying to control me.
Yeah.
And so that word, when you use the word control, this is just my experience. When I use the word control, like I'm trying to control something, when I felt like people were trying to control me, it was probably because there were some things in their life that weren't controlled. You know what I'm saying? Some things that they didn't have a grip on in their own personal lives. So when they get to a level to where they feel like they need to insert some control, right? Now that somebody is pulling back from that, it's causing that tension. So I had that situation to where the teacher, and I say, stop for a second. I say, why are you trying to control? Why not connect? They both starts with a C. Why not connect?
Facts.
Right? You got the wrong C right now.
Yeah.
Try connecting with that child and figure out exactly what's going on in that child's life in order to make that connection. This was very, 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 very important because in that moment, she was like, I just don't understand. So I have a boxing bag in my office, right? I have a little, standing boxing bag. I always have my little gloves with me. But this particular moment is what really, really set the tone for Boxout, you know what I'm saying? So she comes into she's there and I say, look, I want you to hit this bag. Whatever stress or whatever you're dealing with right now, I want you to really block it out. I use the word block out, right? Because basketball, like block them out. I use that. I say, I want you to block them out. But then it was just so fitting. I was like, I want you to box it out. I want you to really, really let it out. And she was like, Miss Cherry, I don't know what this. I say, just punch. That's all I want you to do. And so with that talk, right, with that counseling involved, right, it was a therapeutic moment that was happening that I wanted to see. I wanted to see her truly release, right? And my motto is release the inner you. That's one of my mottos. And so I wanted to see if she can truly release that inner side that she was wanting to come out, that was controlling her, right? So I wanted to bring this side out of her, and I did, She got the punching, man. And I say, just close your eyes. Close your eyes. She got the closing her eyes. And I said, all I want you to do is I want you to just shoot straight. And she started shooting straight down. And then I was like, I want you to think about the things in your life right now that are not controlled. Think about the stressors in your life right now that you want to get out. Think about the things you want to block out and box out. And I said, I want you to just keep punching. And she coming. I said, I want you to say box out. And she like, box out, box out. I say, keep going. She was, box out. And I realized in that moment, man, sometimes we need people that's going to champion those things out of us.
Yeah.
And she got to going, man. She's sweating at this point. She's loud. She's crying. And she was like, I needed it. And I asked her, where are the tears coming from? Why? And her response was, Mr. Cherry, I'm facing divorce. I'm foreclosure on my house. And I was like, okay, let it out. Keep going. This is a safe place. Let it out. Yeah. And she continued to do it. You know what I'm saying? And she, I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry. Tomorrow when I go back to school, I'm going to tell this child I'm sorry. I said, good. But before she left, she said, Mr. Cherry, I need this. I need this platform for what I'm going through. Yeah. And so I was like, okay. And that's what started Boxout. And so every quarter at my school now, man, we do a Boxout, right? I get the teacher together and we talk about those stressors, right? It's wonderful, man, when you get people in a group format that can, you know what I'm saying, really just build off one another. Yeah. That was the powerful, man. That was the most important part because it actually helped people Boxout helped people to build relationships within the workplace. Mm-hmm. It helped people to really release some of those stresses that they were bringing to work. You know what I'm saying? And they knew for a fact that, hell, I'm around my work family more than I am around my regular family. Yeah. So I wanted to create this platform where people can come to a workplace or people can come and, come wherever space they're at and feel validated. Feel validated by letting out your frustrations on the people that say they care for you, that say that they're there for you, right? And it's no different from a kid. I want you to, if I'm requiring something from you, then I have to do the same. I have to be able to do the same thing. Yeah. So if I'm requiring kids to open up, then we as adults must do the same thing. Yeah. So that's why this platform is simply for everybody. Yeah. This is not a oh, you got to be a certain age. No, I mean I love to start at the age of 7 because the mind, is at that stage where it can just really calm down and listen. Yeah. Right. You get 6 and under, they're still all over the place. They're in this explorative, type of setting. Yeah. Just trying to explore where nature, where everything is. But long story short, I began to do this platform and everybody, I had a couple other schools within my district that decided to, want Boxout to come to them. Right. Okay. And so I wanted to do all these team building exercises with some, and then I was like, man, you know what? I want this for everybody, man. Yeah. I really want this mental health platform to be for everybody, right? And so I coined another, I guess motto, and that's we talk it out, then we box it out, right? Okay. And I understand with our people, man. I'm speaking towards the Black community because I realize that a lot of us don't want to go talk to nobody, man. We got all this stuff in our heads. We got all this weighing on our hearts, in our bodies. We're tense. We're walking around, and we wonder why people saying, "Are you mad? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Why you face like that?" We wonder why these things occur. But what we never realize is that we've taken a lot of stuff, man, and we walk around with that daily and never giving it an outlet. Yeah. When pipes have pressure, what do, bro?
They burst. It's interesting you say that because Ralph and I we're champions for people going to seek therapy, and we talk about it often on the podcast. But for some reason, there's a stigma in the Black community about going to therapy, and what it sounds like you're providing is a form of therapy, but there's a physical aspect to it as well. So it's like it almost makes it fun to an extent, if that makes sense.
It is.
And I get that. Dope. That is so dope.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a fun aspect, man. I haven't had no one that come to Boxout and haven't walked away feeling different in a better way. Mm-hmm. Right? They come to Boxout and like, Mr. Cherry, I needed that. That's good. Mm-hmm. I want. So I figure if everybody's coming to do that, then I want, I'm trying to tell this to everybody. Look, this is a new platform that's on the rise right now. Come, come get some mental release, Yeah. And so that's what we do. So we do about 30 minutes, 30 minutes. It's a mix, right? It's going a little over, but it's about 30 minutes of just talking it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Let me know what's on your mind. Let me know what's on your heart. You know, let me know what's bringing you here, because I want that person that's got all this stuff, you know, and don't really know who they can talk to. And, you know, rightfully so, our people, they'll never go to the people that truly say they care about them. They'll go to a stranger. And so I want this to be like a first responder. You know what I'm saying? I want Boxout to be a first responder to those stressful situations. Before you think about cutting somebody, I want you to come to Boxout. Before you think about cursing somebody, I want you to set up a Boxout session. Before you think about vandalizing, I want you to come to Boxout.
Yeah.
I want this platform to be available to all.
Nah, that's dope, because it's innovative in the sense because nobody ever thinks to combine boxing and mental health, even though boxing is a form of getting that stress off. So I like to ask, like, you know, it's starting to take legs of its own. Like you said, you expanding the schools within your own district. How do you see yourself just kind of making this thing as big as, you know, what's your overall like plan for it? If you could even, you know, put that into words, you know what I'm saying?
And you know what? Because it's growing a lot of attention, and I want that. My plan is simply what I said, man, to be able to provide a safe place for people to really release, right? Hopefully, I mean, not hopefully, but soon. It's power in the word yet, right?
Yeah.
Not just yet, you know what I'm saying? But as I get out to more platforms such as this, more people get more, familiarized with it, and say, "What, man, I want to book that person." So my mindset right now, man, is I want to do Boxout concerts, right? Because it's a motivational, point to it as well.
Yeah.
And I want to speak to the whole person. You know what I'm saying? I want to go to different cities, man. I envision this. I dreamed about it. Going to different cities, man, and really putting on Boxout shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got people in there in the audience, man, just really doing the movements, but receiving the message.
Yeah.
So I recently just did a Boxout East St. Louis.
Okay.
Where because of COVID, I wasn't able to do a big venue. But what I was doing personal motivational sessions. Right? And so I just pop up and pop out and do Boxout sessions. So I had like 15, all of them sold out when I came home.
Okay.
Everyone, they wanted to be a part of it. And they showed love, man. But that's another thing, man, is really getting your city behind you. Yeah. Because I don't want this to be something, okay, we just doing it and that's it. And I'm this type of person, man. If you feed me, I'm going to grow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to grow. And that's like any situation. I feel like sometimes we get this, what have you done for me lately type of approach, right?
Yeah.
And we never really get the benefits of something such as Boxout, because people, they want something tangible. They want something free. They want something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, look, you need to strengthen this, because there is nothing you're going to be able to do on the face of this earth if this is not right.
True.
So I would like to really get my city, man. I want to come back and do a big Boxout venue, man, to where I got everybody in the building. Also, I'm trying my best, and hopefully this will take out at the beginning of the year. I'm trying to do a guns down, gloves up movement. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Violence. So I want to put platforms such as that out, to where I'm going into the local communities. Like I said, I'm popping out, and I want to get drug dealers. I want to get dope smokers, however you want to call them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to get the ruthless of the ruthless, and I want to get all that stress up out of them, man.
Yeah.
That we can take, so that we can instill some valuable tools within our youth, man, that are going to be running our country one day.
Mm-hmm. That's dope, man. When you get to the point where you're ready to do the big open venue with Boxout, we'll be the MCs, man. Just holler at us.
Dope. Got you. Dope, man. We need it, man. But we need, you know what I'm saying? And they're, like I said, coming together, man. I reached out to a few people, you know what I'm saying? And one thing I learned, man, that, a lot of people won't share the same vision you have.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes your vision won't reach the doorsteps of people that say they're there for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Eventually, right? If you keep on being consistent, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to continue to be consistent, man, because I know for a fact that it's going to reach the doorstep to someone that will really say, you know what, I see the value of this.
Yeah.
Right?
We unfortunately live in a society where people don't want to support anything until they see other people support it.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. So it's like, I personally, I think your vision, your services, like Ralph said a minute ago, like this is innovative. I've never heard of anything like this ever. Like this is dope. And it's interesting how it just came from you talking to that teacher just one day randomly and just had her, you know, jabbing at the punching bag. It's like something so simple has turned into something great. And it's going to become even greater. Like this is amazing to me, honestly.
It is, man. But I had to really do something, man, because people are like, how did it really start? But I had to combine both of my passion. I know I wasn't the best boxer, you know what I'm saying? I know I had skills, you know, I would call them, you know, low class skills, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I was all right, you know what I'm saying? But I had boxing that was always been my like first love. I started before I started running track and stuff, right? So I had boxing, and then, you know, I went to school and got masters, you know, a master in counseling psychology, undergrad. And so I was like, it's so fitting to collide both passions.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right.
You know, I don't know a lot of people. It's different than, I'm just talking to you, I'm coaching you. I don't want to be a coach. My title is a stress manager. I'm not your coach.
Yeah.
I'm not coaching you through anything. But I take that back. I don't want to be a coach. I want to be a stress manager. I want to manage you through things.
Yeah.
Right? I want to manage you through those stressful situations. Right? Yeah. And that's what it is, man. And because a manager gonna be there, right? The manager gonna be on the side. A manager's supposed to be that person that's in the trenches with you.
Yeah.
Coaches, they can sit back and say, "Oh yeah, do this, do that. That's how you do it. Do that." But a manager, he actually worked on the same floor with you at one point.
Yeah. I like that.
Dope.
Yeah, I want to be that person, man. I'm in the trenches with you. You feel me? I'm going through it side by side with you.
So you're currently based in Kansas City, right? Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, Missouri.
So if an individual or if a company or a group of people want your services, like, are you willing to travel to them to provide your box out services?
Correct.
Okay.
And so, especially, I would love to get into doing a more company-based team building exercise, because that's what it is.
Okay.
Stress management sessions, or just with people in general, companies in general. I would love to do that, and to make it worth, I guess, my while. You know what I'm saying? I say if a company has 20 people, my service, I have COVID prices right now, right?
Okay.
So that's on COVID prices only $20. Like I've asked someone, one person, I had a friend of mine, and she was like, why you know what, like the service you're providing, you should be charging like $100 and such dollars. I was like, not yet.
Yeah. I
want to get this out to my people, man, at an affordable COVID, price, so that people can appreciate it, right?
Yeah.
Because I realized I get my blessing in the end. So, you know what I'm saying? If I keep on pushing it, if I keep on getting to the right ears, my blessing will come.
Oh, for sure. Most definitely.
So, but speaking back on that, so if a company want to take interest in Boxout, what they would do is just go to my website, which is boxoutstress.com. Gotcha. Go to the website and leave their contact information so that I can have someone get in touch with them.
Dope.
Well,
man.
Did you have anything else?
I don't got nothing else, man. This is fine. Like I'm proud of my peers. Like there are a lot of people from East St. Louis in general, but specifically from the class of 2006 that are doing amazing things. We've had Erica and Sharif here a couple times. Never mind. Erica and Sharif, we've had them on here a few times. They have their scholarship foundation, Pratchett Foundation.
Shout out to Pratchett Davis.
Yeah, like it's just dope to see everybody from the city doing so well. We got lawyers, we got CPAs, we got so many people doing so many different things, and it's dope to see. Like it makes me feel good. That's and to good. Be able to talk and be able to talk to you guys and get your information and your services out to our listeners.
Yeah.
Is even greater for me, because it's like, okay, I know y'all have a specific reach. Me and Ralph, we have a specific reach with Oversaturated. So to get you guys' services out there to other people is, I guess we're doing our due diligence for you guys as well. So
that's dope.
It's just dope that we can all connect, man. I love it. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
So before we sign out, give the people your website again, and then where they can find you on social media if you want them to find you on social media.
Yeah. So right now, before I do that, man, shout out to my cousin Eric Harris. Eric Harris, class of 06 as well, man. Shout out to Mario McCottrell, aka Jallo. These are some brothers, man, that pretty much lift me up, you know what I'm saying, as I was going through those struggles.
Dope.
At Langston University. But and honestly, I wouldn't have been at Langston University without Eric Harris.
Okay.
Because, EJ, he just had, he was already down there, you know what I'm saying? And so he kind of just like lift me up. But yeah, so Boxout, you can check my website at Boxout Stress, boxoutstress.com.
Yep.
Go cop a Boxout shirt, you know what I'm saying? You can go on my website, go to the apparel site, side.
Word.
And just really support if you really can't be there in person. Support just by getting the brand out there. Also, you can check me out on IG at Boxout Stress, on Instagram, and Facebook, Boxout Stress, or Boxout, or on Facebook. And if anybody, like I said, I'm reachable. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't, I'm reachable. So.
You ain't Hollywood yet, is what you're saying.
Hey, I realize, man, even when I get to even if God, me bestow that position upon my life, I'm still gonna be reachable, man.
Word.
I've never forgotten where I came from. I never tried to look like I'm bigger than someone else. I'm always reachable.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I can appreciate that. Same with me and Ralph. Like we give out our social media every episode. Like if somebody has a product or service that they want to talk about, like just hit us up because we here. And I'm so glad you joined.
Oh man, shout out to my new Kendrick. Appreciate you for setting this up for me, bro.
Yes, shout out to Kendrick, man.
I enjoyed this platform as well.
Hey, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. So that's my bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So Ritchie, we appreciate you again for joining us.
Yes, sir.
And that's what episode what
86.
86.
That's episode 86?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And we'll let y'all later.
All right, peace.